Good evening, everyone. We're going to get started. Thank you so much for joining us from all over the globe in this brave new virtual world. It's so wonderful to know our friends and family are watching tonight from far away and just around the corner, and we miss you all.
This last year, COVID crisis has thrown up so many challenges, but also opportunities. As the world's brightest minds join forces for a common goal, pushing scientific and drug development boundaries to fight the global unmet need of mankind. We have jumped on that bandwagon by embracing this unprecedented time to push our own agenda, that of saving hundreds of thousands of boys and young men from dying from this cruel and devastating condition. Duchenne is the biggest genetic killer of children globally. It mainly affects boys, and Gavriel was 4 when he was diagnosed in 2006. But the cruelty of Duchenne is whilst it robs the body of function, his mind is completely aware and cognizant of the course of his condition and the world around him. Living with Duchenne has enormous, challenging touch points that can impact on mental health, obviously.
There's definitely, as the condition progresses, there's more and more, challenges that that are put in front of me, that are placed in front of me. The mental health has been, I'd be lying if COVID had a very significant impact on it. It made it more acute, made me potentially realize how bad my mental health is more than I thought. And yeah, it's been challenging. It's definitely that's a major challenge, I would say, the mental health.
And when you say mental health, can you explain to some of the people who are with us tonight what does it actually mean?
So it means, after all these medical things, so you go and see a cardiologist, it's a heart doctor, respiratory doctors, that's lungs, endocrine, this involves blood tests, heart ultrasounds, things like that. And it's very intense, but because you're focusing on that, it's, you forget, how do you feel about that? Yes, unfortunately, these boys, including myself, have to get used to this. So for me, it's not daunting going to a hospital, but it takes its toll eventually. Every waking moment is focused on, unfortunately, Duchenne this, Duchenne that. We don't have an option. And even being in a mainstream school before COVID, I was very much preoccupied, so I didn't think less. And one of my biggest issues is overthinking to the point where I exhaust myself. And
overthinking your disease, or overthinking kind of everything?
Everything, including being a teenager, relationships. That's a major issue. The physical is a major part when you're a young adult as well. And it's thinking, when you're told without a cure, maybe you've got between my mid 30s and my early 40s, roughly. So it's, I wouldn't say I'm fearful, but it's pressurized. It's not ideal. It's like it's like, if you don't get football terminology, it's injury time at the end of the game. You've got 3 minutes to squeeze out an extra goal, and you're a goal down to get an equalizing goal you need to score. And that's the issue. There's so much to do, but so little time I feel I can do it in. And then you've got the physical exhaustion as well. So, and I'm only doing 2 subjects at school, but you've got to bear that in mind. Having Duchenne is like 4 extra subjects. It's mentally, physically draining. You don't get any time off. There's constantly assignments coming in. No rest days. It comes with you into the shower. It comes with you into bed. It comes with you on holiday. There's no respite. And I wouldn't wish this on anyone, but it's it's to say it's cruel on families and just people generally is an understatement. So the perception of me coping is actually deception at times. If I didn't have Duchenne, there's so many things I wouldn't have learned, so many remarkable people I wouldn't have met, including you. At times, I'll admit, increasingly, I'll say I'm not scared, but in reality, no one, I'm 19 years of age, and the prospect, and I'm thinking, I have potentially lived 2/3 of my life already, is actually terrifying for those who are parents. Reach the age of 40 will or more like celebrating a 90 or a 100, birthday for someone like me. I'm sure people would agree with me that I would say I've got increasingly more to give to the world. And, I think I'm just getting started. And the whole slogan was "the time is now." And the time is still now, but the window is slowly shutting.
The light is still bright at the end of the tunnel. And that's what we have to focus on. You and I and everybody else. When I started my career as a doctor, you and I wouldn't be speaking today.
Let it be.